Howdy Vvulf here, and welcome to the wrap-up for Signalis, that I have currently named Post-Signalis Clarity, because I am funny. With how I consume video games and how I'm affected by them, Signalis will be still kicking around. You'll probably see this space is left intentionally blank screen every now and again when I'm centering something, because funny and Signalis. But before we get into the summary wrap-up stuff, I want to talk about why Signalis again. Chapter 1. Synchronicity. During Left for Signalis, I mentioned that whenever I thought about doing the series over again, the first tweet of the first series would get a like, which was odd, but that was not the tipping point. Two things happened around the upload of Left for Signalis Heavy Rain that was the tipping point between thinking and doing. The first thing I noticed was my friend said to me, Floppy Peacock's 7-hour Signalis video unprompted. They knew I liked Signalis, so that's probably the reason, but that happened along with the upload. It was odd. And not to mention, another video that was uploaded. Wendigoon's The King in Yellow. Signalis' themes being inspired by The King in Yellow. That's why I see the linking, the synchronicity between the Wendigoon's upload and my video going up. They were uploaded on the same day. That's why I'm saying that the universe is like, hey, play Signalis again. Now, I don't have contact with him. But those things syncing up gave me the push/excuse to play Left Signalis again. Chapter 2. Remember Our Promise. This is the part of the video where I try to explain what's happening. We're playing as an Elster replica going to an Aeon facility, trying to find someone. While there, we get caught in a Lovecraftian situation that's enveloping the station. And it doesn't help that we seem to be at the center of it. You shouldn't have returned. Adler, buddy, what do you mean by that? And why are there 90 of me at the bottom of this elevator? We are told through documents at a dying star unit that all Gestalt workers, and possibly the woman we're looking for, were sent to the mines below the facility by orders of Adler, the site admin. Once we reach the mines, we drop down a deep dark hole and enter the Meat Zone, or what I called during my first playthrough, Silent Hill. While there, we save a Gestalt woman, Isa Ito, from the Chimera, and I'm disappointed in you. Why the fuck hasn't anyone made the Chimera into the Charger in Left 4 Dead? It already charges at us during the boss fight. It's simple maths. After completing the main puzzle of the Meat Zone, we meet Adler at the Red Gate, where he laments what happened to Falke, the site security commander, and that he has been there many times but has never returned, which alludes to him and possibly us being stuck in a cycle, which explains the elevator full of us, and the few of us that are strewn around the desert as we make our way to the Primrose. Starting with the game after we bleed to death in the Red Desert, we have a flashback to when the Penrose is operational. We do our tasks, and we have a little dance with Ariane. Then we snap back to reality. Once we wake up in the Red Desert and enter the Penrose, we find another Elsa unit in there that's willing to lend a hand and armor so we can keep our promise. As we jump down the first hole that started all this, we get a monologue from a corrupted Adler, where he says it feels like everything was taken apart and put back together by someone who doesn't understand how it worked in the first place. In Rotfront, we meet Etta So again, in her parents' bookstore, where she dissolves into a puddle after saying sorry for not being able to find who she was looking for, who I assumed it was Erica, her sister, whose picture we see in a shrine behind her. After solving the Eclipse puzzle, we crawl through the hole that's now gaped in front of us to the radio station that was at the beginning of the game. After picking up the King in Yellow, we enter a room that looks like an apartment. Leaving through the north door after gearing up for the Falke fight, we enter a long dark hallway with a few notes scattered around. 4 notes to be exact, 2 from Adler, begging, pleading with us to turn back, to end this, because he's fully aware of the cycle and wishes it to end, either because he's tired of it or he wants Falke back. And the other two being from Falke herself, saying that she doesn't really know whose memory is whose anymore, and full acceptance that, yes, I am now Alistair, and I wish to be with Ariane. We kill her and move on to one of 4 endings. That's 4 fingers. The promise ending, where we fulfill our promise to Ariane and kill her since she's dying of radiation poisoning. The memory ending, where Ariane forgets who we are, we die lying next to her cryogenic pod as she pats on the head. And the leave ending, where we just fucking leave the Penrose and die in the fucking desert. I didn't see the leave ending until after scripting, and oh my god, it is so pretty. Oh my lord, it is so pretty. I already know what the fuck's happening in the far artifact ending. It just zooms in, or we place a flower on top of a pillar, it zooms out to find a dead Alistair, zooms in on a fucking crystal in the middle of the thing, it fades to us dance with Ariane in the Penrose, then zooms out to Red Eye looking down on us like, hello Mr. God, how's your day? Chapter 3, Blood and Brain. Okay, now with that poorly explained and out of the way, we can get on to the gameplay. And it is good. Ignoring my favorite method of tase and stomp, or for most replicas, they're interesting to fight. The Oolers, the Stars, and the Auras are just basic zombies, Stars getting a shield halfway through the game, which gives them more health, which is eh. Correction. The shield isn't more health, you actually have to shoot it out of the way in order to deal damage to the Star. I'd assume it was more health. Auras appearing every now and again, just coming out of the ground. I call them demons, because that's what they fucking are. They're fucking demons. And the Oolers are just basic zombies. They have they have cleavers and fucking knives. The only replicas with a unique way of dealing with them are the Storches, the Myras, and the Caribbeans. Myra is a boss turned mildly common enemy for a couple floors. You deal with her just like the boss fight, wait for her to kneel down, open the visor, bang bang bang. While getting footage for how the enemies behave and all this shit I talk about the enemies, I just learned that you can use the flare gun to keep people down. You don't just need to use the road flares, you can just pop them with the flare gun, which is neat. And also, mirrors have unique animation, but are not one-tapped by the flare gun. The Storks are as tanky as Stars, but they're immune to tasers and have a lunge attack, which is yay. Fucking Dead by Daylight. The Caribbeans, those goddamn radio bastards, are probably the best enemy in this game. Like, as much as I hate them, they are the best. You interact with them the most. They force you to use your radio in an offensive manner, which is nice. And I just hate the kicking out of the radio and the frequency piping on the screen. This jolts me. It's like, why? Scary. Also, it's kind of neat when you get too close. Gross. Get too close to the Caribbean. Get too close to the Caribbeans, then you get the picture of the island. I don't know. I need to look up the name. I'll look up the name and throw it up on screen. But yeah, I find that neat. Correction. Only the Caribbeans in Rotfront show you the painting Island of the Dead when you get too close. All other Caribbeans just make your screen go more staticky, like you're close to death. My only gripe with the weaponry in Signal is that the SMG we get in Rotfront doesn't get much screen time. You get a clip and a half, and that's all, unless you bring it into the Falke fight where you get the other half of the clip. And the Falke fight, in my opinion, is where the rifle gets to shine. I kind of wish there was like a B-side to the game, kind of like in Resident Evil 2, where the SMG replaces the Magnum. I just realized that. I've been playing through Resident Evil 2, and I'm just realizing, yeah, you should just make a B-side and just have it be Claire. Since Claire gets an SMG instead of a Magnum. Huh. That's funny. The puzzles are great. What? Huh? Autocorrect, you failed me. The puzzles are great. You're given all the pieces, if you read, and the logic behind them is sound, if you read. In my first playthrough, I had to look up the Astral Blade and the Eclipse puzzle because I didn't read anything. It's kind of surprising how I've gotten through this game thrice with my reading level. Chapter 4. Augmentation. During the series, I used a couple mods. Those two mods being the camera perspective change mod. Holy fuck, that's a bit of a mouthful for me. And the Signalis Universal Reskin System, or SURES, which is probably what you said after I used it by accident and said the 2B skin was default. But onto the star of the show, the camera perspective change mod. And it's fine. I kind of don't recommend it since tank controls are kind of shit. Like, I don't like it. If you like tank controls, everyone do over-the-shoulder stuff, go ahead. But it makes some enemies kind of cumbersome to fight, and it breaks a couple cutscenes, like you see when we talk to the Dying Star at the beginning of the game, and the It's a So cutscene, the Rough Front Library. Those two cutscenes break, and there is an add-on to give you free mouse aiming with the camera perspective change mod, but it breaks a level transition. So if you don't mind restarting the game every now and again, or if by the time this video comes out that got patched, then go ahead, do it to it. Also, if it doesn't get fixed, do it anyway. I don't control you. Unless I do. You shall like and subscribe. Chapter 5. What is the Dreamer? It must suck being Adler, because he's aware of the cycle and has no immediate way to stop it. It's what I would have said if I didn't read the wiki. Looking back on my footage and reading some documents I missed, there now seems to be an eldritch meat god in the mix called the Dreamer. My original theory was it was Arian's Elser's fault, since her memories were copied to all future Elser units, since the original neural pattern for all Elser units were lost in the Vienna disaster, and those memories coming into contact with a strong form of bioresonance, Falke, caused all the memory overriding nonsense. Nope, that's not it. What I understand now is the Red Gate is the cause of all this fuckiness. The Red Gate was found in the mines of Lang, and Falke was the first one to go through it because she tracked in the fucking meat virus, the thing that turned replicas into zombies and gestalts into puddles and shadows. And while there, also got Ariane's and Alistair's lesbian romance beamed to her head and causing her memories to be overridden. All this higher level thinking, high concept thinking is frying my small, smooth, unga bunga brain, so I'ma kick it to the fucking outro before I have conniptions. Hopefully that made sense. That was the wrap up, and hopefully you enjoyed the series itself. I'm just gonna read the script word for word because I'm struggling here. I hope you stick around for whatever I cook up next. Probably more Left 4 Dead stuff as I get things in place both physically and mentally for the next big series. Be sure to like and subscribe to catch that, and have a great rest of your day.